Good morning. It is a Monday and the 14th. And I want to talk about a couple things that I'm seeing, because I look at things in a weird way. I don't focus on the top layer of things. I focus on the third and the fourth layer, what's going on with things. So let's talk about lights out. When lights are out completely for a while, what's going to happen? What's going to change? I think Facebook is going to become MySpace. MySpace. Everybody remembers MySpace, and I think that's what's going to happen. That's going to take a way tear down, and then I think it's just going to be dismantled, because another website that is very popular, that does talk about the truth, is going to take over. It's going to take over. After that pyramid time, when everything shuts down, you're going to be running to get on there, because the information is going to be there. It's already is there. It's starting to be. But this is what I noticed when I was on there. I was just like, you kind of, when you get on these new platforms, you start looking them up. And it's really funny. Now, don't get mad or offended, but I kind of observe things in a different way. So I think I talked about how the Shepherd's name got popular. And it was a money-making machine. People made money off it. So it was a good way to push their agenda. But the thing that I've always said, you've got to be right about it. You can entertain people for a certain amount of time, but they still are going to seek the truth. And if your information does not line up, I definitely don't think you're going to be on that platform. So what you're seeing here is not going to carry over to there. And let me tell you, I am not seeing a lot of them. And I don't think it's the waiting list thing, because anything, when you push out a new platform, you have your VIP people, you have your intelligent people that are part of that process, supposed to be a part of that process, are not on that platform. So I think things are being very well put on there, truthfully and honestly, for a good reason. They're not going to have these continuous lies be developed, and these stories that just go around to each circuit, and they're just using another person's information. I'm just telling you. And I think their money is going to stop, because people are going to figure it out. And I say it's going to get down to the truthers about 25%. 25%, you're going to see the difference. The real truthers and the ones pretend to be the truthers. So I'm just saying, it was just brought to my agenda that I'm like, I was shocked. I was like, wow, it's not there. That's not there. That's not there. And when you get in there, you need to do the research yourself and look for yourself. I'm just telling you. And that really tells you the difference between the sheep and the lions. And there's a lot of lions on there. A ton of them with the truth. But not seeing that on, I'd say, 75% of what you see on this platform is not over there. And I don't know if they're going to allow that to be there. But that really tells you the difference. Truth, 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 or I'll pretend like I have the truth. So it's It's a good thing. Remember, I told you, go into information. If it doesn't fit within the next 2 minutes, it's probably not going to fit. It's probably not going to fit. So what's the disappointing part about that? I think on some people, their money is going to go bye-bye. Their sponsors are going to go bye-bye. Because I told you, if you are led by a sponsor, you are not led by the truth, because you are feeding the beast before you feed the truth. That's just the way it is. And that's the way I work. And I said, no sponsors whatsoever. Nothing gets in the way of the truth. So it's just something you guys can look for yourself, make your own decision. It's the first view that I saw. So hey, that's more of an intelligent platform. And venting the crap completely out and not allowing that to affect your minds. And I like that there's no advertising. I love it. So it's a good thing. So I think when things go down, that'll go up. Everybody will be seeking to go over there after they see everything. It's going to be a good thing. Instagram, I don't know how long that's one's going to be around. So I'm moving a lot of my stuff to Telegram on that situation. So, and then this is like I brought it up too with the news outlets and all this, what's going on with that. When that goes down, that's not coming back. Those people are not going to get their jobs again. There's not going to be a society that they can get their jobs, period. I know in other countries now, they are banning fake news. You can't do it. You can't have it. You can't create it. Forget it. So those people are going to be out of a job. And then no one's going to hire them. Just saying. It's just the way it is. It's not journalism. It's pushing an agenda. And they pushed it big time, and it's going to backfire, and that karma's coming. And just saying. So, I mean, it's just something that I wanted to bring up and talk about because I observe things differently, and I'm looking at things, and which is, but I'm not even seeing some other societies on there either. So I'm not going to make a full analysis on this until I see everybody that's getting in there and how long it's taken to get in there and why it's taking so long, or if they're even getting in. So it's definitely a change. My focus right now is under Israel. A lot of stuff going on under the ground of Israel. And it's funny how I presented the keys, how I just nonchalant bring them in, and then no one wants to talk about them. No one knows what they are. But then once the keys were like something important, then everybody wants to talk about it. Well, this is the same thing with Israel. Spirit told me 4 years ago, once they push the first shovel in the ground for the temple, the new temple, it will start. Well, it started, and now they're showing me a pyramid energy that's upside down under the Holy Land. So what you see on top of what's going on of confusion, corruption on purpose, but down below is a completely different situation. So you're going to see things that look like mirages coming out of there. And I mean, they're saying they're doing one thing, but I think they're doing another. I see that happening a lot. So that's the remote view I'm working on. And I'm actually drawing, I've already drawn some of the stuff, and some of it is not pretty. And I mean the creatures that I'm getting. And then I'm actually got to do the layers that I'm seeing under the Holy Land and what it looks like and what it's showing me. So that's pretty interesting. and I'll present that, because you know I'm about documentation, following the verification, not just creating it in my left brain. So downloads. That's where I get my stuff. It's always created from above, from day one. Has not changed, will never change. People can present an opinion or a process to me, but doesn't mean I'm going to believe it. I'll have to go through the process and ask them. So that's what's changing that I'm seeing. So this is the thing. When power goes out, people have been led by a certain agenda for a long time. You're going to have to use your inner voice and your inner instinct to listen to it now, to yourself. That has to rise up in you. It has to develop. You got to go back to what you were created to do and be here for, and stop being led as sheep and being led into the light the right way. Use your voice. Use your instinct. And I think what's going to be important is the truth from here out. Everything's about the truth. And as you faked your way into pushing an agenda that wasn't real, that is not unseen. That is seen very clearly. That will be shown in the light in a very bright way of information. And as long as you lead the flock the right direction, I think you'll be fine. You lead it down the wrong road, you will be alone by yourself for a long time. So, and I've done some processing with downloads of, everybody's focused on what's going on here. I'm focused with the next step that's going on over there that they're showing me. And I am doing these open sessions on Telegram and Signal to get into 4D and 5D. Because 4D and 5D, it's not about making money. It's about getting you there. So I've done the universal line that they told me. I'm processing people to adapt to it, and they're getting results in it and on their own. I don't need to be there. I just show them the door. That's what I do. I just show the door. So if you look me up on Telegram or Signal, you'll probably find me, and I can put you in those groups that I'm trying to do these every Tuesday night. And each group is at a different level of starting it, but it's not changing. I mean, the stuff that I'm getting in 5D is insane. Like today, can you imagine I have to like draw a ship, okay? And it's not one corner meets another corner. It's like, let me see if I can explain this to you with a tool. Okay, so I'm looking at it. I'm going to give you just an example. So as I'm looking at these ships, and just as they're showing me, as you look at it, it changes. Freaking. And so for our mindset down here, it's going to be confusing. The architectural situation of looking at it. So you're looking at lines. One doesn't go to the other. I'm just showing you like this. This changes. This changes. This changes. How you're looking at it. You're not looking at a straight situation no more. Things that they bend different. They mold different. So I'm literally thinking how to wrap my head around describing how I've got to draw this and get people to understand it. It's going to be very hard because if I look at it a different way, it looks a different view. So I'm deciding ant view, human view, giant view on remote viewing. I don't know which view I'm going to have to go with this, But I think I'm going to have to go with giant because looking down upon the ship and how it looks, because it looks like a puzzle. It's not the same. So, and I've had several people go up and look at some of the view, and they're seeing, you know, some things. They're not actually seeing the outside yet that I'm seeing that's going to be difficult to show people. So I got to draw these in a very technical way that when you look at, we're used to looking at one view and thinking we're seeing everything. And I'm thinking if you look at it a different way, you see something different. So that's the different dimensions. So I'm going to be working on that this week too. But once that's presented, I think people are going to really scratch their head going, what? You know, but everything over there is like, what? So it's just a different veil of understanding, getting to that point of things. Like I said, I did do videos on 3D to 4D, 4D to 5D, what you have to get rid of, what you need to dissolve, and the human concept of flesh needs. That needs to be dissolved. You're not going to have those habits and routines to do that there. There's no need for it. If you ask yourself why you need it here, it's to deal with issues, to covet. There is no issues on that side, on that way. You're not going to need it, which the body changes anyway. So the needs here will not be the same needs there. And then I was talking about people with these tones. These tones of vibration are different. So if you started a tone of something that's really pitchy and hard in the ear and you're just like, whoa, I can't handle it. That's that vibration where you're at. You need to work up from that vibration of that tone and frequency. Because when I do the singing bowl, the tone is consistent and it stays on that higher vibration with my tone. But I'm also, like this morning, I got the fluttering energy coming in. It's not a solid ring. There's a flutter of information coming in too. So, you know, we're kind of going into a lot of detail of information, downloading a bunch of stuff. So you're going to see a bunch more drawings from my side because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what they always say. Jen, just draw. Just write it and draw it. So I'm working on that. And how I present it to you, I'm going to go, oh, geez, this is not going to be an easy situation. So, yeah. So I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So look at that. So I want to talk to you about something. I am going to do a radio show, but I'm going to do it out of the UK. Why the UK? Because the UK has this different type of understanding in the spiritual realms. They are the leader of this stuff because they're teaching, they're processing, they're understanding. It's just better. And I'm saying that because I'm being truthful. Because the spiritual realm has got too much into entertaining and needs to focus on the truth and the information. So I'm going back to the source where I started everything, where it's developed the correct way. So I will be having links to go to this radio show. I'm doing another radio show out of Australia with Kate again. And Leo, I'm doing one this week on it too. So... and I just asked Spirit, they're like, you got to go back to the UK. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in that process of those energies opening up. The United States, the problem is they're bombarded by products and pushing agendas and all that stuff. And they're not going back to the root of what we really need to work on. And it's the trust. The trust with Spirit. And I can tell you in this field... 75% across the board will trust it 100%. I mean, not 75%, sorry. 75% fails to trust it across the board. 25% trusts it. And I'm just being honest. It's just, this needs to flip-flop around and get back to the truth of things. Because just because you're sold a program and you buy into it doesn't mean you're accurately doing the information. And that's why I tell you, Spirit puts doors in front of you. You walk through the door, you go through the lesson. Your own language, your own DNA of how they see you, that's what you really need to be listening to. That teacher doesn't always know exactly what is good for you if they are not opening that door and listening to that guide or that gatekeeper at all. They're showing you what they know from their level of understanding. And that's why Spirit says it's important to tap into what is behind each individual and ask that Spirit, where do I need to start this being at? That's what I do. I do not call myself the teacher. They are. They put you in the condition and the pattern that you need to be in to learn the lesson. That's what I do. So, and I like that raw teaching, insightful, raw information. Because you take away a lot of information from that by doing that. So I'm going back towards that grounding again on that side of things, because it's just a TV show here, and I'm over it. And there are so many people seeking the truth and want to be led, and it's